Alright, welcome to Monday, February 15, 2021. I have officially completed a full week of the self-isolation quarantine in Korea. Wow! Today I'm going to show you the bathroom. So here we are at the sink, which I will be using as a washing machine. Small bottle of laundry detergent that I brought with me. And I'm just gonna squirt that here. I think that's enough. I can't even tell how much I put in there because it's like so transparent. Then I fill it up with water. Try to make it warm, you know? And I just kind of put my hand in there to give it some lather. Now I'm taking a shirt and soaking it in the water. I am sick of seeing myself wearing the same house dress in every single clip. But I'm trying really hard to not wear anything else because if I wear something else, I have to wash it. Just like I started with that singular shirt in the sink that's currently marinated in soapy hot water. Why not just keep wearing the same thing? Sorry, I know that it's boring, but we're in survival mode here. I started to feel just really sick of being inside here. Like, holy cow. Like, just being really tired of being in here and wanting to get the heck out so freaking badly. I also started to feel a little bit low because I was thinking about like how much my friends and family miss me, and I feel guilty for making them sad because they miss me. And that sounds really kind of selfish in a way. It's like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad that all these people are sad about me. But like, yeah, I feel sad that people are sad about me. Like, I feel bad that I'm making them feel this way. So I feel bad about that. So I was feeling kind of sad about that for today. But my spirits have been lifted because we just found out where we're gonna be after the quarantine, because we have 1 week of orientation before we start our actual jobs as teachers. What got me excited was that we're gonna be in a hotel. Oh, fancy. It's kind of located in a remote area, but it looks really pretty. I'm really excited to know what is awaiting for me after this situation. I am super over being in quarantine. I hate it. I honestly didn't imagine myself getting sick of this, but by day 8 I am sick of this. So now I have the shirt hanging to dry after I rinsed the soap out of it. I took my selfie stick and extended it, and I put one end on the spout, I don't know, and then like on the sink, because there is a very small towel rack in the bathroom, but I already have some stuff hanging on there. And so this is actually wider than the towel rack, so I can have the shirt more spread out so that I can dry it maybe a little bit faster. But yeah, that is the process of washing a singular item in the sink during quarantine here in Korea. Really trying to make this sound very interesting, even though the process is extremely mundane. Oh my gosh, it is actually snowing outside. I've never seen snow like fall before. I hope no one like in the other buildings can like see me out the window. Hi. This Florida girl ain't never seen none of this before. I remember one time it did actually snow in Florida, and it was in 3rd grade, I think. And I think the teacher got some news or something that there was snow outside, so like they got all of us to go outside as a class and try to see the snow, but it was basically the snow melted before it could touch the ground. Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at it. It's so interesting. All right, we're back with our snow update. That was really fun to experience. And actually, let's check the Weather Channel right now. I look like those vloggers that like never show their identity. It looks kinda, I don't know, looks kinda, I feel like this is oddly suggestive, but. So right now it's 24 degrees Fahrenheit. I should put it in Celsius and get used to it, but I am on weatherchannel.com right now, which is funny because I was talking to my friend the other day and I was like, let me check the Weather Channel right now to see like what the temperature is like. And she was like, there's the Weather Channel in Korea? And hey, I am definitely the one to make a comment like that. But the Weather Channel website is international. You can look at the weather for any place in the world. So that's the radar of what the snow shower looked like. And listen, I don't know if where you're from it snows a lot, but for me, this was a very memorable experience, and I've never seen a forecast that showed a snow shower like that. So that just looks so cool. I'm having a very fun time. This is a great way to break up the monotony of this whole quarantine experience.
The pronunciation for that is hand, and then this nian transfers over, so it sounds like pony, right?
I just had my first interaction with a person for the first time in a really long time, and basically it was a guy in a whole like hazmat suit, like the face, like the, oh my god, I cannot talk. Okay, he had like a whole plastic outfit, and he had a face mask, and he had clear eye goggles as well, and he was knocking on the door. This startled me. It's a loud knock. Bang, bang. He's like, payment? And then I gave him the payment. And essentially today we're paying for the quarantine facility charge. And I was surprised we didn't pay for it up front, but I don't know, maybe logistically it was easy for them to collect it kind of like in the middle of everything. It is snowing even more than before. And now the ground is white. I wish I could clean this window. Oh my gosh, it's like so dirty, but this is the snow now. It's like covering all of the ground. Anyways, that is the snow update. Yahoo! This will be my last time ordering water here. Yeah, can I have more water, please? So it is day 10 of quarantine. Holy cow. I was reviewing some of the footage that I've recorded so far. I realized some of the camera angles I recorded myself in are not the most flattering. So here we are with a more flattering camera angle, I guess. So where was I going with that? Bonk. But that is what being a real vlogger is, you know? Sometimes like the footage you capture isn't the best, and you may not look the best, but what matters is that the moment was recorded. And that's what being a real, true vlogger is about. What was that? That bird? Oh my gosh. That's a big bird. Wait, what was that? Okay, this big bird like flew to the window and like it went up. Okay, anyways, yeah, capturing what's happening in the moment. I'm a true vlogger. Okay, anyways, it's day 10. Okay, so snow update. Yesterday it was pretty covered, but a lot of it has melted away, but there's still, you know, a decent amount left to show that it snowed yesterday. So that just proves how cold it is outside, and I cannot feel any of that at all because the room is really, really warm because of the heater, which is great. Thank you, technology. Very, very, very blessed. Currently with quarantine, I am not feeling as down as I was right before we hit the middle of quarantine, because in the middle I was like, oh my god, I literally cannot stand this anymore. Like this is, oh my god. But now that I know the end is near, which sounds very morbid, but let's not go down that route. Now that I know that the end of quarantine is almost near, I feel really like hopeful for the future. Fully adapted finally to the time change. I woke up at 9 a.m. What the heck? Instead of waking up at 3:30 a.m., I have now waken up at 9 a.m. and I went to bed last night at midnight. But also, once I get out of here and after we're done with orientation, I can finally like grocery shop and eat what I want to eat and just like to do what I want to do. But you know what though, oddly enough, this quarantine is kind of like a mental training as well. Yeah, because like I'm gonna just appreciate the outside world so much more. I'm gonna appreciate being able to go to the grocery store and being able to choose what I want to eat so much more. And I'm going to appreciate the sunlight, like actually feeling the sun on my skin so much more. So if any time I'm out in the outside world after this quarantine and I start to get frustrated, I can for whatever reason, I can just think back on this time and be like, you know what? Remember that time when you were in quarantine and you were wishing for this to happen to you? Yeah. frame of reference. I am so excited to be a teacher. Holy cow. You know, anytime I look at like my personality, like stuff, like when I look at like horoscope, like numerology, you know, a lot of things point towards a direction of being somewhat of a teacher. And I think this is gonna be a perfect job for me because, like, to be an educator, oh, sounds so great. Well, I do feel a bit of confliction because English teaching, like, thanks imperialism for the job opportunity, like, I do feel a little bit sense of guilt. There's a lot of privilege that I have to be able to have this job because, first of all, they only accept, now there's multiple teaching programs out there in this world, but for quite a few teaching programs, you had to be from a certain country. Like, that in and of itself, like, to be born in the US is a huge privilege. Now, I know the United States is not a perfect country. On a global scale, having United States of America citizenship and being born in the United States gives you a lot of global international privileges. Also, I do think that even though I am American, I am half Filipino and half white. So I'm hoping that by being in the classroom, I can help these Korean kids get maybe a positive image of the Philippines and Filipinos through me. But I can't really be like an authentic representation of the Philippines and Filipinos because I lived in the United States my entire life. I'm half white, so it's not the most accurate thing. But if I can at least help like bring a more positive image to the Philippines and Filipinos, like, I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna include that in like my introduction to the children, because also, like, the same from America and they look like this, like, people will have additional questions. Like, saying that I'm an American and I look like this is just not gonna cut it, you know? So I have to further explain myself. So I'm feeling pretty good, as you can tell today. Also wearing a different shirt. It's my trunks shirt. Yeah. We just got an email from the teaching program kind of giving us some more like reminders on, like, I guess how to behave during this whole quarantine. I think someone injured themselves with the electric kettle that was provided to us, and I don't know what happened, but they're mentioning here in the letter about being careful using the electric kettle. Someone injured themselves with the electric kettle. I'm sorry, that's not funny, but I mean, I don't know what happened, but the electric kettle is a very simple device. I don't know what happened, but apparently someone injured themselves with it, so they just reminded us to be careful using it and to only use it to boil water. Second, they're just talking about, like, it would be difficult to receive medical treatment if something happened to us, but if there is an emergency, don't be afraid to reach out, because obviously an emergency is emergency. But they just kind of talked about how, like, while you're in quarantine, it is difficult to get medical treatment because you'll have to take a special quarantine approved transportation. So you can't just like take any regular taxi or something like that. They're just kind of going over that information for us as well. The last thing in the email was something that I kind of forgot about. Finding a location to host hundreds of quarantining individuals was not easy, as many communities and cities refused to host the facilities in their communities. But that reminded me about how there was like an article that I saw about I think it was like some Koreans protesting about a quarantine location that was going to be in their community, and they were upset about it and they were doing a protest because they didn't want that to happen there, because there was some cases of like some foreigners, Americans probably, that were quarantining, but then they like got out of the facility and were breaking the rules and stuff. So those kinds of things, and that was the reason why those people were protesting, because they didn't want that to be there, something like that. Like the coordinators had to do a lot of like back and forth with different places, negotiations and stuff like that. So I can understand how it must have been difficult to get this place. So like, even though this place isn't perfect, it's a place. And if they could not have gotten a location for us to quarantine, we might not even been able to do this job. So I'm really thankful that we got this place. So the reason why I'm just explaining this is just kind of so you know, like, how challenging and tricky this whole pandemic is. And this is such a unique situation that we're in that is causing a lot of just a lot of challenges, I guess. It's a unique situation that has presented a lot of challenges that everyone is going through. So I just wanted to talk about that in this vlog because it's the quarantine vlog, so I give you all the ins and outs and exclusive information of quarantining in Korea.
It's like war, right? War. Kind of similar, right? Okay. I guess you can say wang, like wang. All right. I really don't know. Or you can say like bow wow, right? You also say that like bow wow, whoa, right? But in Korea it's called war. Okay. Another thing, meow. Meow is like meow for cat, right? We actually say meow, which is very similar to meow. I really don't get this bow wow and bark thing, but for the cats, it's kind of similar. You know, just something to, loosen up, refresh your brain, something funny story, all right? All right, so that's it for
today. Is the last full day of quarantine. Oh my gosh. However,
the person on the 6th floor will go to the clinic for a COVID-19 test. Please wait in front of the room. Bring your room key and passport with you when you come out. The person on the 6th floor will go to the clinic for a COVID-19 test. Please wait in front of the room. Bring your room key and passport with you when you come out.
I'm on the 5th floor. Where next? Have my passport, room keys by the door. I will grab it before I leave. This is our second nasal swab COVID test. Last time, it really hurt.
The person on the 5th floor will go to the clinic for a COVID-19 test. Please wait in front of the room. Bring your room key and passport with you when you come out. The person on the 5th floor will go to the clinic for a COVID-19 test.
I'm just over dramatizing the situation for the sake of entertainment. Oh my gosh. Ouch. All right. It is the last night of quarantine. This is the last time I'll be sleeping in this room. Ever. Hope I don't have to return back here. And it seems that we have succeeded as a collective in passing the quarantine. I haven't heard any announcement about an escapee from their bedroom, so that's good. And we haven't had any other warnings about us potentially having to stay here longer. Considering that tomorrow at noon is the official ending time of the quarantine, I will say that we succeeded, thank goodness. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if someone or a few people broke a bunch of rules and we had to stay here longer. I don't even know what I would do, but I guess I don't even have to think about that, which is wonderful. So tomorrow what's gonna happen is we're going to basically board the bus and go to the orientation hotel, which is 2 hours from here. And because of social distancing, we cannot sit by anyone on the bus, so we have to make sure that any extra luggage we have, we'll just put it on the seat next to us, which is great because that means I can secure a window seat, a window that I can stare at continuously for 2 whole hours. You know what, for being stuck inside and looking at the same window for 2 weeks straight, I am gonna look, it's gonna feel like I'm looking at like a blockbuster film, you know? As I had mentioned before, being in this 2-week quarantine has given me a greater sense of appreciation for things like air, outdoor air, being able to inhale it and experience it. I think I did pretty well. I was feeling pretty down in the middle. I was like, oh my gosh, is there even a world outside of this? At this point, it feels like there isn't one. But there is, so hey, pretty good. And yes, I am bringing back with me the toilet paper that this room came with, because what are they gonna do with this if I don't bring it with me? Probably throw it away. And what did 2020 teach me? The value of toilet paper. So you're coming with me. I kind of wish I was a bit more productive during these past 2 weeks, But the first week was just me doing nothing, just literally relaxing. And you know what? I don't really feel too bad about that because I needed to adjust to the time change, the time zone change. That was tricky. And also just like emotionally adjust as well, being in a different country, being away from my friends and family that I've been with pretty much my entire life. It was a little bit difficult, but we made it. Yes, we did. I can't believe like this is a thing. Like I can't believe that like I'm here for like a year. Like I can't leave. Like I'm in this country for at least a year. Like there is no way that I can leave unless I break the contract, but I'd have to come up with the airfare and everything, like, and then the thought of the 13-hour flight is enough to make me stay here. But like yeah, like I am here. I'm here for a year. Like, what?